Hi guys, JNM here with a new Blender 2.8 Python programming video in which I show a new update of my Screencast add-on called Viewer. The current version is 0.7.0.1 and I start the release candidate 1 of Blender 2.8 now from VS Code that I use for coding my add-ons. I'm opening a project like the monitor that we created for a previous tutorial. Here we go, and when I press the N key now you can see in the sidebar on the right the panel of the Viewer add-on with new options. So let's see what's new. I start the display and in the lower right hand corner you can see the mouse buttons and the text. And now you can change the docking of the display to the center. This was a request. And I implemented this because it really makes sense in many cases to have the display at the center so that it isn't hidden by other UI elements. What you can also change is the color of the text, which is updated immediately when you select the color from the color picker. And the color can be set as well for the mouse buttons, for the active state and the default state. These are scene properties, so this means they are stored to your blend file when you save it. But let's discuss this, perhaps you want this to be add-on preferences. Just let me know your thoughts and ideas. Okay, now let's have a look at the Python code of the add-on. I want to show you what I changed to implement these features. And the first thing that I had to extend is the scene property definition HDoc. It is an enum property to which I just added a new value for centering the display. The default value is set to right. Another property is needed for the text color, and this property has the type FloatVectoryProperty. The name is set to text color, and the subtype you have to set to color. The default for this color is set to white, and the description to color for the text. Okay, and the same color properties we need for the display of the mouse buttons. This is the color for a mouse button when it is inactive, and when it is pressed I use the color button's active property. Alright, the next file I changed is the script for the panel. Here I just had to add the properties that I described to the layout as rows. Very simple, you just have to add context scene as the first parameter to indicate that this is a scene property, and the second parameter to add this scene property to the layout is the property's name. Great, then let's go to the operator of the add-on. This is the class svcOtDrawOperator that is derived from operator, and in this operator the draw logic for the mouse buttons and the text for user inputs is implemented. Here I create an instance of the drawUtil class, and that is responsible for drawing the mouse buttons. I come back to this in a moment. And here we have a callback method called drawCallbackPX. This is called for every frame, and here I draw the mouse buttons and the text. I added a new method called setColorButtons to the drawUtil class that I mentioned. In this method I get the scene properties for the color of the mouse buttons. You can see this here, and I store the values to member variables. But what I assign here is a color tuple with the RGB values, and the alpha is set to 1. Okay, so where is this color information used? Here's the method drawButtons, and before I draw a button, I give the color for this particular button to the shader. To do this, I call here the method setColor, in which I call getColor, and return the color that is configured for the mouse buttons. And if the state is true, this means the button is pressed, I return the active color and otherwise the default color for the buttons. Okay, this is the draw logic for the buttons. Now let's have a look at the text. We have a method called createFont, and I added a new parameter for this called fontColor, and for this I use the fontColor property, the scene property that we defined. Perhaps I will rename this to TextColor. Alright, what happens in this method, the size is set for this particular font, and now the color as well. Again, I just use the RGB values and the alpha are set to 1. This is very simple. It sets the color using the BLF module, and every text that you draw now will be painted in this color. Okay, the last thing that we have to take into account is the new dock state, center. Here we have the case that it is docked to the right. This is the default with the hdock value of 1, and when it is set to 2, we have to draw the text centered. The X position of the text is then calculated to be at the center, and I passed this as before to the drawText method, in which the BLF module is used again to position and draw the text. The first parameter is always the font ID that we created for the position and the draw method, and now we can switch again to the add-on to see it in action. Here we have it. You can change the color values or the docking as you like, and as I said, when you save your file, these values are stored to the blend file. This is the GitHub where you can find the add-on. You can download it and use it for free as you like. It's a Blender 2.8 add-on. Just download the zip and install it as you do for any other add-on. And if you have some issues or ideas, then add these here to the issues list. As you can see, I have a look at this, what you add here, and I'm analyzing this. And this video and feature is created because of an issue that was added by Levy27, which is called docking in the middle of the viewport. And I guess or hope this is fixed, so I'm closing this issue now. Okay guys, I hope you liked this add-on and this short tutorial. If you do, then please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you like to support me and the development of my add-ons, consider being my patron. This would really help a lot. Thanks for watching guys, thanks for your support, and I see you on JNM.